Yo, what's going on? Man, I've been sitting here thinking for not a long time, probably for, I'll say probably about a month and a half. I watch YouTube. I watch YouTube more than I watch regular TV. Probably now, really, I watch YouTube a lot because NBA is over. Not really a baseball fan. It's not really too much on TV to watch, so I really prefer going to YouTube. You can find clips of stuff that you're interested in watching and just kind of watch them and go through that. But with that being said, it's going to make this going to be one of my first videos. And hopefully 6 months from now, a year from now, I'm going to come back to this video and just be like, wow, I made it. The one thing that I have learned, nothing in life is easy. You're never going to get anything without hard work and dedication. And I've noticed, I don't know if a lot of other people have noticed this, but the money now with YouTube is people making podcasts, doing live streaming, but basically just like putting content creators. One thing that I would say about myself is that, and people that know me gonna be like, Dion, stop lying. As far as, well, how would I say this? Just say it. As far as me talking on camera and just talking, I guess I feel shy. And I've always been a shy person to a certain extent. Once I know someone and I feel comfortable around them, I can be myself. But just to start talking and just being myself around someone that I don't know, I kind of, be sitting thinking in my head, like, what should I say next? Don't want to sound silly or stupid. But with that being said, I just been, like to the point, like I would like to start a podcast and want it to be something that gravitate to a lot of people. Cause like now when I look on YouTube, everybody have podcasts, and not that everybody is doing the same thing, but I'm trying to think of something different. So I'm trying to just try to think of some ideas of if I started doing content creation on YouTube, what would be my specialty? Like what could I bring to an audience to gravitate to get a lot of people to come and kind of watch and follow me on YouTube? So I'm making this video because I've been thinking about it for the last couple weeks, and I need just motivation. I just need some ideas. So right now, really, it's kind of like I don't feel like I can sit and talk on live stream every day about stuff that people want to hear. Not that I have a boring life, but I don't do a lot. Hang out on the weekends with the fellows, work during the week. My hobby is bowling. Don't bowl in the summer, so right now it's just work. Come home, get ready for the next day. That's about it. So really, like, what could I talk about every day? Something new that people want to come back and watch. So of course I know that I couldn't make videos every day. So I'm saying if I can just kind of do something new at least 3 times a week at the minimum. Because if I put one good video out there and I have an audience that like to hear what I'm talking about, to get them to come back, I'm gonna have to provide another video. So I just been thinking, so I'm gonna post this video on YouTube and just if you have any ideas, just I'm just brainstorming, just to see what people. So basically my question is, people that watch YouTube a lot and watch podcasts, what stuff that you like or interest you? Like what things that people are talking about or the content that people are creating? What's something that you really like to hear more about that you just don't hear or see on YouTube? And maybe, that'll help me out And like, I'm just sitting here on the couch, yeah, feeling lazy, wife beat on. This kind of when I'm at home, hey, I live by myself, relaxing on the recliner. So that's why the video looks like this. Yeah, I'm looking rough. I ain't shaved in probably about a good week. My hair, even though I don't know how good this video is coming in, haven't shaved my head in probably about a week. And people that have bald heads, guys that have bald heads, a few women out there, but mostly the guys. After 2 days, you start getting that little fuzzy feel and you need to cut it. The one good thing that I will say about my job is that I'm able to wear hats to work. So I'll be going into the office tomorrow, so I ain't even going to cut it or whatever, shave. I'm actually trying to actually hold out for about 3 or 4 weeks without really shaving. But the thing is that I have a couple things that I'm going to be going to, and I don't want to go there looking rough. So I'm going to kind of see how long I can go without shaving my head. I'm going to edge, my beard and everything, mustache and stuff up. But quick question, and actually to change the subject, but it's about me or something I always thought about. Like with my beard, you see how it is. But I want it to grow. I want like where the line at right here, as you can see, I want it to grow up here. So like right now when I rub my finger, I can feel hair, but of course you probably can't see it. So what could I do to actually get my beard and everything to grow a little higher? Because I kind of want it to go and kind of connect like right here. Kind of like, what's your man was on Power? James St. Patrick. Like that right there. I've been wearing a beard for probably years now. It always kind of been here. I can't get it to go up. So if anybody out here to watch this video, comment in the comment section, and let me know what I can do to make my hair here on my side grow faster. Because what happens is whenever I get ready to go out and I clean myself up and I get in the mirror and get my clippers, I go ahead and cut this because I don't be wanting to look rough. So some people told me that if I use, I guess, a straight razor, but I don't want to get no bumps and stuff on my face. So anybody that's watching this video to have ideas, share them with me. I definitely appreciate it. But anyway, I can make a video about that, but hey. So I think some videos I'm going to make as I'm sitting here just thinking, it'll be more of a video, a content of asking questions to the public and kind of get your feedback. And then based off your feedback, that'll help me make more videos. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. So as far as that, and I'm the type of person to start thinking. When I'm sitting here thinking, sometimes I could be thinking about one thing and all of a sudden just go straight left field, think about something totally different. Or if I'm trying to focus on doing something and concentrate on it, my mind sometimes just wander and just start thinking about something that don't have anything to do with what I'm doing at the time. For example, I can be like, I'm going to have to, for example, I'm going to meet up with the fellas, or I have to be somewhere at 2 o'clock. Say it's about 11, 12 o'clock. I'm still sitting around. 1 o'clock come, and I know I need to be somewhere by 2 or leaving at 2. Come 1:30, I'm getting myself prepared to get ready to go. 1:45, I done walk by something here in my house that I don't have to do at the time, but I may like my bed or make up my bed or fold up some clothes. So I'm just kind of giving an example. Sometimes I do stuff like that. I have to stop doing that, but just sharing that with you. But yeah. So I'm just wanting some ideas on what I can, you know, I want to be a content creator or whatever. Because honestly, the money I've seen, I've watched a couple videos, and the money is real good or whatever. Do I have enough of time to do it full time? Well, I work a 9 to 5, you know, so I could do it at night, whatever, during the week or whatever. So I would shoot to try to do at least 2 times. I would say two. I wouldn't say three because I'm going to just go Monday through Friday because I want to still have my weekends to myself, or at least, not be to the point where, oh, I need to do another video or go online. But hey, so I'm gonna just break it down to 2 times out of the week instead of three for right now, you know. And I'm gonna speak sometimes. You always been told, you have to believe in it and speak it to believe that it's gonna happen. And I'm gonna blow up and be doing it 3, 4 times a week or whatever. And maybe that could be my full-time job. I mean, I'm getting paid okay now. I'm in the IT. You people here that knows me, I've been working in IT since 2009. And work for Lenovo right now. Been there since last November of 2024. So I ain't gonna say I don't like it. I'm kind of, the position that I'm doing right now is kind of something where when I first started back in 2009, 2010, I'm kind of doing something similar to that. Now the money is, I mean, I'm making more money now than I did back then, but the story that I would share with you about when I got into IT, actually, I'm going to share that now. So, hey, it's not nothing I'm embarrassed about, but I will kind of give a rundown of my life. Well, not my life, but actually how I got into IT. So, most of y'all don't know or know of me, but I attended North Carolina Central from 1989 to 1993. I didn't graduate. I didn't finish. I attended there for 3 years due to stuff with financial reasons, because my parents was wealthy. I'm going to say filthy rich, but I wasn't able to afford financial aid while in school. So, second year in school, my father was let go from his job. And my dad was really the money maker at the time of the family. So, and I'm the type of person that if someone that I know that I'm close to is going through something, even though it might not have anything to do with me, I will worry just like if that was me going through it. I'm the type of person that like everybody to have fun, everybody not have any problems. But hey, that's life. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. But to get back to what I'm saying is, when my mom mentioned that to me about my dad, it kind of took an effect on me. Even though I tried to concentrate in school, I was just so weird. So it's to the point where it was times where I needed stuff, needed money, but knowing that my dad wasn't working and just not wanting to be a burden on them because they was already spending a lot of money for me to go to school, I just didn't stay focused, and one thing led to another. And then that following semester, due to the type of loan that I had and not being able to, I guess, meet the obligations, I wasn't able to get the loan the following year. So I sat out. So my plans was sit out, get a job, go back to school. Now, mind you, I was a 19, 20-year-old kid at the time. And of course, I'm much older now, 53 years of age. And back then, when you think back and say stuff that you would go back and change, that was one thing that I probably would change. I would have definitely went back and finished college. Well, the reason why I'm saying that and what actually kind of got me off track and focused to get back in school, I started working for this company called IBM. It was a manufacturing company. It's still in the area now, but that was the place to work. Like back in the day, if you worked at IBM, it was like that was the money maker. You know, I was 21 years old back then. Rent probably was like $180 a month a piece. I had a roommate, and I was making about 250, almost $300 a week at IBM. So it was like going there, working there, and I was working with people that graduated from college. So I'm sitting there saying, why should I go back? And I'm sitting here working with John and Mary, and they graduated. So that kind of got me, I wasn't focused. So one thing led to another. After working, getting an apartment, got a new car, then bills came up. So then after that, I would just focus on making money, hanging out, going out to clubs, you know, buying clothes, doing this and that. So it was to the point where I wasn't even focused on going back to college. So after IBM, worked there for 3 years. That was like a supplemental, quote unquote, like a contract position. So after that ended, left there, and my next job after IBM was Glaxco Welcome. Was doing something in the legal department there. Now this is funny. Our title was legal admin. That's what the agency told me that I would be doing, working in the legal department. This is what we did. I worked there for probably about, I want to say about a year. And we was legal admins. What we did every day, go into the office, and it was probably about 15 to 25 of us. And the funny thing is that when we all first started, we came there dressed up with little, not tie, but you know, button-up shirt, slacks, or whatever. We would go get a box. And each box had legal documents in it with folders, file folders, and documents that they use for litigation or court or whatever that Glaxo had going on with the legal department. And what our job consisted of is that we would take a box, and in each box it had a bunch of folders in it, and each folder it had papers in it. Each paper that you take out, at the bottom of the paper, it had like a code. It was like a barcode or a number. What our job was to take that paper out of that folder, take a piece of white tape and cover over the code on the bottom of the paper. That's all we did every day. So basically, we was going, getting a box that had folders and files in it and documents. Take each piece of paper out of the folder, get a white sticky, and cover up it was not a page number, but it was like a number for that document. So we had to cover that up, and then they had another group of people that would actually get the documents after we covered them up, and they would go make a copy of them to do whatever. I did that for, I probably want to say that assignment lasted for probably about maybe 6 months, 8 or 9 months. And actually, it was to the point where I was calling out sometimes because I had a lot of stuff going on, and they actually ended my contract. But shortly after that, a lot of people that was working there stopped. But that's what we did, and we was considered legal admins, which was funny. So after that, after Glaxo, I'm trying to think. I've worked so many jobs. I've worked at Kmart. I'm trying to think, what did I do after Glaxo? I'm trying to think about where was I living at the time, and then I would know. I was living in Duke Manor. So I was at okay, I worked at Glaxo before I got IBM. So that's what happened. I got on to IBM when I moved in with my roommate named Jeremy. Jeremy was working at IBM, and at the time I was working at Food Line. I was a cashier. So then I worked at IBM from 1994 to 1997, or either 95 to 98. And then after that, when that ended, I started working at a company called Zaxxon or something like that. That was my first like telemarketing job. So basically, we did phone calls for customers that had GTE phone service, and they had just a local phone service. And this is back when they had just passed a bill where you were able to get your own long distance provider. You didn't have to have the one that they will provide for you. You can choose who you want to go with. So I did that. So I was making calls to people that already had the service and just letting them know about the new long distance service. Worked there as a telemarketer on, headsets, making calls. It was okay, but then after that assignment ended, they had us doing like calling, trying to sell long distance, and I definitely hated that. It was no fun sitting there making phone calls, calling people to try to sell long distance, and you getting cussed out every day. Shortly after that, the company kind of went out of business, and then I moved to EDS. Moved to EDS and started doing customer service calls for Prime Star. This was a satellite company. So basically, did that, and while I was working there, I kind of started getting into computers and just like I kind of liked it. I liked the computers, working on computers, even though I wasn't fixing them. It was just working, sitting at a desk with a computer. I started getting into that. So that's kind of what really drew me into getting into IT. So as working with a lot of people there, I would have a coworker that might have a problem with something, and I'd be like, just click on that. And they'd be like, Dion, look, you need to get into computers. And I'd be like, I want to, but I don't have the work experience. So that's kind of what, I guess that's why I'm talking about this. I ain't going to go into detail about everything I did at the job, but that's kind of how I got into wanting to get into IT. Then I had a roommate, a homeboy from Central. Everybody that know me know Virgil. Virgil was doing a couple IT jobs. Me and him became roommates. And he told me, yo, man, just apply for it. I'm like, man, I don't want to. So long story short, he had a job, not a job offer, but a recruiter called him about a position. He referred that recruiter to call me, and that's kind of how I got my first IT job at Cisco. So it's a lot more that I could share with that story, but this is just my first video that I'm going to make. I'm going to upload it on YouTube. So basically what I want to hear from everyone, if you made it this far through the video, I just want some ideas of what would be good topics or subjects to talk about to, get a good audience. I don't want to do nothing for clickbait, but you see here on YouTube and people that have a title and it'll say something just to actually draw your attention, just to actually get you to click on it, and then after about 30 seconds, it's kind of like, man, this has not even got nothing to do with that. So I don't want to be like that, to try to get subscribers and get people to start watching me. So this first video that I'm going to upload, just put in the comment section of, hey, this is something you may want to try. And hey, I'm going to read all over the comments and, kind of think about them and see where they at. And dog, I've been talking for 23 minutes. And I say I don't really like to talk on camera. I guess what I'm talking about myself is stuff I've done. So I'm good at that. But anyway, first video, I'm going to upload this. Thank you for hanging around. I ain't got no name of my channel yet or nothing. So right now, I got to think of a name that I want to, call it. But hey, my name is Dion Purcell. Initials, DP3. My brothers, everybody call me 3, DP3. That's something that I share in the next video. Nickname from college is Mush. A lot of people that know me from Central, people call me Mush. So, hey, just give me some ideas on what to think, and I'll, look over. Thank you. Gone.